All right, here we go. BCJ Nightcap brought to you by BearcatJournal.com and our good friends at Galactic Fried Chicken. Download the app, Android, iPhone, everything Galactic, www.galacticfriedchicken.com. They've only got 2 days left before they go on break. The 21st, they are down until the start of the new year, celebrating the holidays, going to the Cotton Bowl, doing things that Bearcat fans are going to do. So you've got Sunday and Monday to get to Galactic Fried Chicken and get your fix. Start with the basketball game today. Clearly a interesting situation with Texas Southern dealing with COVID and having to cancel. So Cincinnati did what they could. They got Ashland, a solid D2 from Ohio. And wasn't outside of there was what, a 42-17 run from the middle of the end of the first half into the second half that put Cincinnati comfortably ahead. They were up by 25 with 11, a little over or a little under 12 minutes remaining in the game. You could tell Cincinnati kind of let their guard up. They took their foot off the gas, and it allowed a run 24-9, I think, from Ashland to at least make it look respectable. But it's kind of who this team is. Like, if you look at the numbers, they're shooting 42% from the field on the season, shooting 29% from three, 68% from the free throw line. That type of inconsistency, it's just going to be hard. Like, this also isn't. It's a good defensive team for the most part, but it's not a team on defense that's just going to dominate you from start to finish. So there's going to be stretches where, you're wondering, is this team going to be able to figure it out? And it's a product of the situation, I think, more than anything. Like, you're just going to have to settle in and deal with. This is a team that's going to look, especially, they have one more out of conference game left, Tennessee Tech on Tuesday. And then AAC play starts on the 28th against at Houston. I don't feel great about that one. Not with what Houston does well and what we know this team struggles with. Houston's a great defensive team. They're great on the offensive glass. This is a Cincinnati team that is not a great offensive team and a team that has had troubles defensive rebounding. So that doesn't, but we'll get to that. We got plenty of time. Well, we're still 12 days away from that. Let's not jump the gun. We got a lot of things to do before we get to the Houston game. So ultimately, I thought for that middle stretch, like that middle 20 minutes of the game, that they looked really good. And when they have shots fall and it provides them some energy and they can put some pressure on the opponent and get up and down, I think this team can cause some problems, and they'll cause some problems in the American Athletic Conference. But they're far from perfect. They're far from a finished product. And just keep this in your brain. There's been roster turnover, like half or more of the roster in each of the past 3 off seasons. And that's going to create a team. Wes Miller went out and got what he felt like were the best players that he could get to Cincinnati in the situation. But as you get them together, you start to understand, okay, we're going to need more firepower on offense. Okay, we're going to need, that's something that obviously I think they knew very early on, that they were going to need more offensively. So you go out and you get Daniel Skillings, Josh Reed, Sage Tolentino, 3 guys that have offensive skill. Now you get into the season and you start to see, okay, we're going to have to get better on the glass. I do think Reed and Skillings can help you some there with their size and length on the wing. But now when you get into if there are going to be additions in the offseason, now you know what you need to address. And I think that gets lost in the instant gratification of what does this team need right now? Well, this team needs help right now in those areas that just aren't on the roster. And I see a lot of like rebounding is effort. Rebounding is a skill, and a lot of it is either you have that skill or you don't. Either you have that skill to read the ball off the glass and know in area rebounding is something you can improve with more toughness, more effort, but out of area rebounding, having guys that just know how to go and get the ball, that's a skill. It's something you have to recruit. It's something you have to focus on, knowing that that's who your identity is going to be. And right now, I just don't think they have the right pieces for that on this roster. So it's a work in progress. And we know it's a work in progress. We knew it was going to be a work in progress. So they're going to take their lumps. But today, there was some good in getting to see that middle stretch. There was some good in the fact that Ashland missed 29 shots. They only got 4 offensive rebounds. Now, D2 opponent, you should be able to keep them off the offensive glass. If Ashland had 15 offensive rebounds, oh boy. So that's it for the basketball game. They got the job done. It's better to play a game than to not play a game, especially as things are becoming more and more uncertain around the college basketball landscape. We had games being shut down. Tennessee, Memphis was shut down an hour before tip-off. Memphis, I guess, had a guy that woke up and didn't feel well, and they started testing, and that kept Memphis from being able to play. So buckle up. It's going to be an interesting couple of weeks here as we get through the holidays and get into the start of conference play. Football. There's a report from Football Scoop. Mike Denbrock is the leader in the clubhouse, or expected to be the next offensive coordinator at Notre Dame. I would pump the brakes on that for now. I'm not saying it's false. I'm saying at this point in time, from talking to my sources, from talking to sources close to LSU, no decision has been made on LSU's next offensive coordinator. Maybe it will be Mike Denbrock. There are definitely, obviously, ties to Brian Kelly. He worked for Brian Kelly when Brian was the head coach at Grand Valley State. He worked for Brian when Brian was the head coach at Notre Dame. He was his offensive coordinator at Notre Dame. So am I ruling it out? No. As of right now, I don't think there's a whole lot of smoke to the fire yet. So we'll see. Stay tuned to Bearcat Journal. I will continue to track that situation and give you information as best as possible as it plays out. But there you go. That's it for tonight. I might take tomorrow off. Daughter has her season finale in volleyball. That's actually why I was a little bit late tonight. The national championship volleyball game was on, and my daughter was banging pots and pans and being really loud and excited as she watched the national championship volleyball game. So we're a passionate family. What can I say? I'll see you next time. Be it tomorrow, be it Monday, whenever it is, I'll be here. It is the Galactic Fried Chicken Bearcat Journal Nightcap right here on BearcatJournal.com.